Hey guys, welcome to the live. It's going to be probably a quick one tonight. It's just an important one. Let me get the mic over here. Sorry about that. A little bit impromptu live today because this is just kind of breaking news. But it's important because a lot of you guys have been looking for student loan answers, and we got some answer today. What am I referring to? Okay, so the Big Beautiful Bill Act that you guys know includes a bunch of stuff that changes student loans. There's this process in government that when the Senate goes through and looks at stuff and budget reconciliation, all that type of stuff, there's things that can and can't be done in budget reconciliation. And that's what they came out with today and said, hey, there's certain specifics of the bill that aren't illegal. It just can't be done within reconciliation. And the reason why that's such a big deal is that in budget reconciliation, it only needs 50 votes in the Senate, and the Republicans have that. So the bill is going to go through as is. If they have to do it outside of the bill, then it requires 60 votes, which means they're not going to get enough votes. Okay. So it doesn't repeal all of it, but it basically takes away parts of it. Now, some people will say, does that mean that it's dead? No, it's more of a suggestion from the Senate of what can be in it. They don't have to follow it, but historically, they always have, except for like 3 times, and we don't really anticipate that changing here. And so, what's the big change? And what was quote unquote repealed. So it's the part that I said has some legal stickiness to it a few weeks ago, and that is that those that were in repayment are going to get forced onto old IBR or the new one called IDR wrap. Okay. Basically, that's not going to happen. If you're already in repayment, you're going to be allowed to stay on your current repayment plan. That does not include save because we're anticipating the courts are going to strike that down anyways. Okay. But it means that you're going to have access to like IBR for old borrowers, and IBR for new borrowers. Now, the big question mark then becomes, again, I just brought up save, but also pay as you earn and ICR. Those are being challenged in court. So especially save. So if the court says save is done illegally, does that mean pay as you earn and ICR are gone? It might be. It might be. Or they might just get rid of save and keep pay as you earn. I don't know. So as of right now, if you're on an income-based repayment plan, you're fine. You're not going to be able to be moved. So I know that that was a major concern of people. Like I'm on IBR for new borrowers, which those of you that don't know, that's 10% of your income. A lot of people were scared because it's like they're going to force me to go into IBR for old borrowers, which is 15% of your income. So basically, people's payments were going to go up by like 50%, and they're like, I can't afford that or whatnot. You won't have to worry about that. Now, what is potentially going to happen though is like prior to, I think I might get these dates wrong, but prior to 2009, I want to say it was, that's IBR for old borrowers. So that's what you would be on. 2009 and 2014 was basically pay as you earn. Anybody past 2014 was IBR for new borrowers. So the big question mark is, well, what's going to happen to those people that were in that 2009 and 2014 window because they're on pay as you earn? We don't know yet. Okay. Those of you that have been waiting, just potentially waiting on, say, forbearance or whatnot, again, we keep iterating. Unless you absolutely have to wait, I would not wait. Like, unless you had like another goal that you were going for. But if you want to be on IBR, make sure you're on IBR for new borrowers or pay as you earn, and just keep your eye out. Okay. So that's the big news. And I got some other parts of this too that I'll touch on. But the big news is that the Senate basically said, no, if you're already in repayment, you're good. Okay. Like you're not going to get thrown off of your plan. Okay. Unless the court strikes down save and pay as you earn and everything else, which that's to be determined. Okay. Now, for the other part of that, though, is now for a lot of you that are students or prospective students, it's like, well, what if I'm in school right now? Because what's going to happen is after 2026, as of right now, which the 2026 school calendar for the federal government ends in June. So basically, as of July 1st going on, there is no more other IDR programs. It's all IDR wrap. So the big question mark there was, well, what's going to happen if I'm in school right now and then I graduate? Am I not going to have access to those other things as well? As of right now, it looks like you are. Okay. So the way it reads in the Senate wording is that if you're currently in a program, you're still going to have access to old IBR and new IBR and not be forced to go on to IDR wrap. IDR wrap, from what it looks like, is only going to apply for any new borrowers entering school after July 1st. Okay. So basically, like if you're in grad school, if you're the new cohort coming in fall of 2026, it's going to affect you. Okay. Now, the part that they haven't verified is that if you're a previously like federal loan borrower, like you did your undergrad in like 2022, and then you're starting school at the end of 2026, what's going to happen? Precedent says that your old loans would be able to go on the old repayment plans. The new loans would be stuck on IDR wrap. You're going to have a major question going into this of what you're supposed to do, because it might actually destroy part of your plan and you might just be better off paying them off. Okay. Um, what it also does too, I know there's a number of doctors on here that are watching this as well. Like you guys were worried about PSLF not counting. Again, it will count if you're currently in school, but also it tends to, what the Senate said was no, it always counts. So PSLF, it looks like, is going to count in residencies no matter what. Apparently that's not going to change. Okay. What else? I'm just looking at some of the notes over here. I mean, again, that's the big news. I'll reiterate it because I know a few of you just jumped on the live right now. Basically, a lot of people have been freaking out that are on like IBR for new borrowers, which is 10% of your income, and being forced to get off that if this new bill passes. The Senate basically came out today and said, nope, you're grandfathered in, essentially is what they said. If you guys want to dig more into it, it's actually called the Byrd Rule, I believe it's called, is what they said. Again, it's not that those features were illegal. It's said that they can't be done within reconciliation. It has to be done as an actual bill outside for those specific things, which means it's not going to get passed because they don't have 60 votes in the Senate to get it passed. So probably going to get chucked out. That and a number of other things too. Now, some of you have parents that have Parent Plus loans. We'll see what happens, right? Because if ICR gets taken away, parents don't have an option anymore on Parent Plus loans. So we'll see what happens in the courts. I wish we had some more answers for you, but that's a big one. As of right now, we're about 95% sure you're going to get grandfathered in if you're already on repayment plans. So I know that some of you are hanging on the fence saying, well, I'm going to wait till we know. Well, now you know, like, get into it, because you don't want that time to clock, clock to tick. And all of a sudden we're in July of next year and all of a sudden it's like, wait, something happened where I can't go back, right? Like, so get into repayment between now and then and you should be okay. That's the bottom line. Again, quick live chat today. I just wanted to break that to you guys. That way you guys had it. If you guys do have any questions, like I said, let us know at FitBucks. Those of you that don't know what FitBucks is, we help all young professionals in finances, from student loans, mortgages, everything else. Shameless plug. It's basically the best financial plan you can get, because we have technology that does a bunch of different things for us that most planners can't do. So we're more efficient, and it's only $18 a month versus like $3,000 a year if you're talking to a financial planner. So sign up. Again, shameless plug. And as you guys know, as more and more information breaks, we'll let you know. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, be sure to do so. And we will talk to you guys soon.